Germany is to offer free COVID-19 antigen tests for all from March, the Health Minister J.S. said on Tuesday as the country cautiously began allowing some children to return to schools. From 1st March, all citizens will be able to be tested free of charge by trained personnel with the test, as said in the tweet. They will be available at pharmacies, doctors, and dentists' offices as well as COVID-19 testing centers, according to the Bride Daily. Unlike CPR tests that must be analyzed in the lab, antigen testing can be done from Salford with results given on the spot within 30 minutes. That makes it easier and faster to test large numbers of people, though antigen tests are less reliable in detecting COVID-19 in people who are not showing symptoms. Germany is also planning to roll out self-administered antigen tests after their approval by national drug regulator BfArM, which is expected soon, as added. Germans will be asked to pay £1 each for the home test, according to media reports. Self-administered tests in particular could play an important role as Germany eyes reopening schools and some other facilities after more than 3 months of closures. Restaurants and bars, hotels, cultural venues, and national centers were shuttered in November, followed by schools and non-essential shops in December. Since then, new COVID-19 cases have dropped considerably, and the 7-day incidence rate had fallen to 58.7 on Tuesday, according to the RK Institute health body. Chancellor Angela Merkel's government agreed last week to continue the partial lockdown until at least 7 March, but left it to the country's individual states to decide when to reopen schools. Hairdressers were also given the green light to reopen from 1st March. Schools in as reopened to some pupils from Monday, with most other state plannings to follow shut on 22nd February, but concerns about virus variants considered to be more contagious remain high and have led Germany to place the sea border region, as well as Australia's on a red list of high-risk zones that includes Britain and South Africa. The ban on most travel from these risk zones is said to be in place until at least the end of February, according to a report in the weekly DS on Tuesday. Germany on Tuesday recorded 3,866 new cases of COVID-19 in the previous 24 hours and 528 deaths, according to the PKI. Japan has outlined a cautious coronavirus vaccine rollout a day before Inoculations begin, with the minister overseeing the process admitting he had no idea how much of the population will be vaccinated by this Summer Olympics, AFP reports. About 40,000 target healthcare workers will receive their first jobs starting Wednesday, around double the previously reported number as more people than expected agreed to get vaccinated. The government hopes to begin jobs for the elderly in April, Minister TK said, but he was unable to offer details about the schedule beyond that point. I want many people to receive the vaccine. Once we have an accurate understanding of the benefits and risks, he told reporters, we have been focusing on how to smoothly vaccinate the elderly, so we haven't yet been strategically thinking about future shots for young people, he added. Japan has reached deals with three major pharmacy, pharmacy, pharmacies, pharmacy, pharmaceutical pharma, pharmaceutical firms to buy enough COVID-19 vaccine doses for its population of 126 million. We reported earlier that Greek Prime Minister KM was meeting in emergency session with emergency response leaders as heavily slowdowns sweeping the country halted its vaccination drive and left residents in blacked out areas and villages out of by the snow. Fire service spokesman VV has said the service has received more than 600 calls for assistance in Greater Athens. The calls mainly concerned downed trees and transporting people stuck in their vehicles to a safe place, but also to transport kidney dialysis kidney dialysis patients to receive treatment. Vaccinations have been postponed, but we have helped transport doctors and medical staff where they are needed, and we helped power technicians to get a damaged electricity pylons in areas where access was difficult. Heavily snowfall has blanketed the A and other ancient ancient monuments. Other ancient monuments in Athens and held COVID-19 vaccinations in the Greek capital as many services across the country were brought to a standstill. We reported earlier that the Greek Prime Minister KM was meeting and
We reported earlier that the Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis was meeting an emergency session with emergency response leaders as heavy snowstorms sweeping the county halted its vaccination drive and left residents in blacked out areas and villages cut off by the snow. Fire service spokesman Vasilis Vathrakoyan has said the service had received more than 600 calls for assistance in Greater Athens.
We reported earlier that the Greek Prime Minister KM was meeting in emergency session with emergency response leaders as healthy snowstorm sweeping the country halted its vaccination drive and left residents in bragged those areas and villages cut off by the snow. Fire service spokesman VV has said the service had received more than 600 calls for assistance in Greater Athens. The calls mainly concerned downed trees, and transporting people stuck in their vehicles to a safe place, but also to transport kidney dialysis patients to receive treatment. Vaccinations have been postponed, but we have helped transport doctors and medical staff where they are needed, and we helped power technicians get to damaged electricity pylons. In areas where access was difficult, heavy snowfall has banked the A and other mon- monuments in Athens and held COVID-19 vaccination in the great capital as many services across the country were brought to a standstill.